Have you ever felt that you not being extroverted has impacted your business? I think we've all been there, especially when you're starting off at the beginning and you're not that guy yet. Because in business, right, you learn that, okay, I'm in the market, I have to sell my product, I have to sell my service, right? So when you don't know how to do sales and you're forced to do sales, it puts you in a position where you're kind of fighting yourself, where you're kind of like in this combat zone where you want to be that guy that is confident, that's secure about themselves. But when you go into the cold call, when you go into the market, you're nervous, you're timid, your ums and ahs take over the phone call. And these are the things that how these are the things that you improve by doing more sales activities, because you're not going to get better at cold calling if you're just scared to do cold calls and you don't do cold calls. You get better when you start establishing yourself, when you start realizing, oh shit, I just got to sell. Can I do it again? And then you go out and you do it again. And then you're a little bit more confident. And then you're a little bit more confident. Because a lot of people see people that know how to do sales. You're like, man, like, how did you do it? Was like, look, I did it the same way as you. Like at the beginning, I struggled. I was insecure. I was timid. I was nervous. I went into my cold calls freezing up, not knowing what to say. And then guess what? I just continue to do it every single day, making 50 to 100 cold calls every single day, putting myself in front of builders, putting myself in front of potential clients every single day. Every single day that I would fuck up a sentence in my conversation, I play back to myself. Damn, me, I just fucked up this sentence. What could I have said back? And then in my head, I start playing it out. Okay, he said this, I could have said this. And then I could have said this. And then you implement this. You don't just review your calls and don't implement what you're doing. You have the call, you mess up on the call, you review what you messed up about the call, and then you implement it onto your next call. Because a lot of people think, oh, I'm just not good at sales. How do I get good at it? And they see it as this huge obstacle, this huge task. They're like, how do we do it? It's so hard. It's like, no, bro, what you do is you do it little by little every single day. A month in, 2 months in, after you're doing what you're supposed to do with your sales activities, you get a sell. You get a builder that hits you up. Hey, man, I got your price. Price looks good. What does your lead time look like? And then, boom, you got to sell, right? Guess what that does? That makes you feel better. That makes you realize that, oh, shit, me got to sell? Snap. Can I do this again? And if you have a structured sales process where it's literally just copy and paste, which is our sales process, where you just copy and paste it within our market, you realize that, okay, I just do more. And guess what? You close a $50,000 a month, you become more confident. What happens when you do $100K a month? You realize that, oh shit, I just generated $100,000 a month in 1 month. And dude, and this confidence gets better and better. Last year, I was doing the same thing. I was generating 100K months as a salesperson. I had some people I was overseeing that were doing, 50 to 100K each. And I thought I was a good salesperson at the moment. But one thing about sales is you always get better at speaking. Same thing, like right now we see these videos, but these videos, you don't just get good at speaking. You practice every single day. If you look through my camera roll and you go back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when I started sales, you see hundreds of videos of me and ahhing, nervous, timid, insecure, but you see the excitement in my voice because I'm trying to make it happen, because I know what I'm trying to walk towards. But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, they go to work, they get home, they watch TV, the next day they copy and paste, they do the same thing the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then they just keep on the cycle instead of, okay, I just got home, I just finished, I have all my work stuff is done, but what can I do that's going to make my work better tomorrow? And we know that in communication, how you sound is how people perceive you. So if you're not at home practicing how to speak, practicing how can I be an authority figure within my market, and you don't know how to storytell, and you don't know how to be articulate with the words that you're selecting in your conversations, of course, you're going to see that physically inside of your sales process. Things are not going to work as efficiently as they could. But when you do everything in your power, where everything in my life is around my business, around what do I need to do to get better? What do I need to do in order to generate more money? What do I need to do in order to scale my business? And when you start realizing, oh, I need to learn these skills. I realize that I don't know how to do sales. I have an identity problem and I'm not that guy yet. And what do we do? First step is acknowledging your problem, realizing that, what am I doing wrong? And once you figure out what you're doing wrong, then you have to go out into the market and find the solution. And a lot of people don't go and find solutions. Why? Because solutions cost money. People don't want to invest. People are scared to put their money where their mouth is all the time. People talk about wanting $1 million business, a $2 million business, but somebody's like, hey, I can show you how we run our sales process. I can show you exactly how we do $200,000 a month. It's $8,000. Like, oh snap, I got to think about it, man. Like, this is pretty big. They just bought a $60,000 spray foam rig. They're driving around a $60,000 truck and they're generating $30,000 a month. And they don't want to invest into how to generate $100,000 a month, how to generate $200,000 a month. And that's when people just go on this. Look, dude, I talked to this one guy 6 months ago, and he told me that he wanted to do this. He told me, like, man, I do want to do this. He tells me that he's going to go home and talk to his girlfriend, right? And immediately in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, he's not going to do it. Why? His girlfriend's going to tell him not to do it. And guess what? We are now officially 6 months later. His business is not booming yet. He still hasn't learned the skills. He told me that the reason why he didn't want to buy that coaching program was because he wanted to pursue being a general contractor. He's not a general contractor yet. His business is still generating less than $100,000 a month. I can almost guarantee it. Same thing. I talked to another person from Utah about 1.5 years ago. He literally made a post a month ago about how he is struggling with sales. And it's like, bro, we could have showed you how to do it. We could have showed you how to find builders. We could have showed you how to position yourself in your market as the best spray foam contractor. But you chose to be safe and hold your $5,000 and hold your $8,000 instead of implementing a sales process that's been proven to work. And it works in all industries. You've seen it. Like, it doesn't just work in Nashville. There's companies in Miami selling to builders. There's companies in Tampa selling to builders. There's companies in Atlanta selling to builders. There's companies in Nashville selling to builders. Companies in Chicago, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. I mean, every single city has builders. And every single city, it's the exact same process. You find builders, you reach out to builders, you put yourself in front of builders, and then with your personality, and when you are that guy, you're able to win these people's confidence. You're able to get these people to trust you because you are that authority figure. You go into these conversations knowing that you're the best spray foam contractor in your state. Bro, of course you're going to get sales. Anybody would get sales with that confidence. But most people don't have that confidence because they haven't taken the steps necessary in order to improve their lifestyle. And they're stuck. They look at their life. They're at home at night thinking about what they need to do to grow their business. They're trying to go to YouTube and try to figure out, how can I scale my business? They try SEO. They try buying Angie's leads. They try running ads. They try everything except developing themselves. They try everything except trying to figure out, what do I need to do to become that guy that people want to work with? Because there's a variable of reasons why people want to work with you. One, nobody wants to work with the guy that doesn't know what he's talking about. Nobody wants to work with the guy that's nervous and timid. Everybody wants to work with the guy that's the best. Everybody wants to work with the guy that has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients. Everybody wants to work with that guy. Why? Because that guy is a person of authority within their market. But how do you become that person of authority? You realize what you're doing wrong, you make a plan, and you change. And if it costs money, if it costs resources, well, you invest it. Because you have two options. Either you wait 6 months, you wait a year, you wait 2 years, and then fast forward a year later, you're having this exact same problem. Tell me, how would you feel if right now you're generating $20,000 to $30,000 a month and you're trying to generate $100,000 a month? How would you feel a year later stuck generating $20,000 to $30,000 a month? Struggling, you got to send your guys home early because there's not enough work. You got to tell your guys, hey, don't show up tomorrow, there's not enough work. You got to tell your wife that, hey, yeah, the rig took a break this day for 3 days of the week, the rig didn't work. And how does that make you feel? Because you're not that guy. You're not that authority figure in your city. People don't want to work with you. But you're not willing to do the things necessary to become the guy. But the things necessary are really simple and they're really in front of you. Everything that we need in order to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars of sales is literally within a computer. And just utilizing your computer as a lead generation item and connecting tools that allow you to get in front of more people that buy your service. For example, us with spray foam, we're selling to builders. So that's pretty much it. We learned that in sales, acknowledging your problem is step number one, and then you have to go out and find a solution. Because you can't just go in the same cycle and expect things to change. I mean, we've all seen that one saying that says, a fool is somebody that does the same thing every single day, but expects a different result. When the results that he's been getting, of course, are not good results. So that's that. Feel free to comment or like, and let me know if you guys have any questions.